All right, so we're back here. This is my transect now going up one side of the valley here, and it's going to continue downward towards you and up the other side of the valley as well. Okay, so again, I chose a random starting point along this initial transect that ran along the bottom of the valley, along the trail. Turned out my random number was 1, so I started my transect at 1 meter on that original tape that I had laid out along the trail. Okay, and as luck would have it, this is not too bad of a spot to look at my first plots here. It's a little bit rocky, but it's not dangerous, so that's good. By the way, if it ever were particularly dangerous, especially for this class, you would have to make a rule that said you would throw that point out. Okay, so we're not putting ourselves in danger for this class. But you can see it's not the most flat or potentially not the most easiest spot to be. It's even harder on the other side of the valley. So take what I get. That's how it works. And yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to set up one plot here at the bottom of the transect, at the bottom of the valley. Okay, I'm going to set another plot further up there near that dead tree. I don't know if you can see it. And then there's going to be another plot 55 feet, actually, or 55 meters, sorry, up at the very end of the transect near the top of near the rim of this little valley. Okay, so why do we want 3 plots along the transect that's running up this side of the valley? And by the way, we'd have 3 plots on the continuation of the transect up the other side of the valley. Well, the thinking here is that vegetation changes depending on where you are along this gradient. And in particular in Ravenna Park, where we have a creek flowing down the center of the valley, the vegetation at the bottom of that valley is very different from the vegetation at the top, simply because the vegetation at the bottom is adapted to having more water available at all times of the year, and the vegetation near the top of the valley is more dry because it simply doesn't have water for much of the year.